What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for kind of a Tottenham update, but there is an update regarding transfers, and we'll see if we can put a Tottenham spin on it, because quite a lot of moving parts this summer. We've got 4 different news stories to bring you and quite a lot of players to talk about, which will start off with Jaden Sancho. Romano saying that Man U believe there could be more clubs interested in signing Jaden Sancho apart from Borussia Dortmund. Options expected to appear from other countries. Man U will explore it before making a decision on the best one, and he remains available. £40 million is his price tag, and Simon Stone also confirming that, saying that Man U want £40 million for Jaden Sancho. Still looking to sell the winger this summer, no matter who the manager is.
Wow.
So in terms of Jaden Sancho, £40 million he's available for. However, he is earning around £300,000 a week. Is he someone you'd like to see through the door at Spurs?
First of all, I think Sancho will have to be realistic with that wage, because if he is to leave, no one is paying $300,000 a week, or whatever it is, close to that Man United are currently on. I'm pretty sure Dortmund were not laying out £300,000 a week with that loan deal. I'm sure Man United has had to subsidise it, and if Man United are being realistic about selling him, they're going to have to be realistic about getting those wages off the books, and they're going to have to subsidise his wages a certain amount. No one is going to pay him £300,000 a week. I find it interesting that they're saying regardless of the manager, they're going to want to sell Sancho. That seems like a club decision rather than a decision based on footballing reasons, in a way, because maybe another manager will come in and take a look at Sancho. I think I can actually use him, and I think I can get the best out of him. So I do think it's a hasty decision. If I was Man United, if I was Ineos, I'll wait to see what the new manager wants before deciding to sell a player like Sancho, because the potential upsides massively outweigh the downsides, in my opinion. But for me, for 40 million, if Man United are going to subsidise his wages, I would definitely be interested. English, still only 23 years of age. I know he hasn't had a good time at Man United, but he's 24. There have been varying reasons for that, why he hasn't had the best time at Man United. Gone on loan to Dortmund for 6 months and has been, by and large, pretty good. Man of the match in the Champions League semi-final against PSG in what was a brilliant performance. It's obvious what talent he has, and now Ten Hag did call into question his work ethic, and we have had problems with players like that in the past, with Ndombele and maybe other players who their work ethic has been questioned, and maybe Tottenham fans see that and think, I don't want to go anywhere near that. But for me, I see a player who hasn't had the best of it, but clearly when he went back to Dortmund, he felt loved, he felt back at home, and we start to see those good performances again. So I just think you need to get him on side, and I think this is a player who would fit what Ange Postecoglou does on the right-hand side as well. It's a position that we need. 40 million in this current market for a 24-year-old England international who has shown what he has shown in a Dortmund shirt. I mean, it's a good price, in my opinion. If we can get those wages subsidised, obviously we're not going to pay £300,000 a week, but if they're willing to subsidise it, that's definitely a deal I'll be looking at.
Yeah, I mean, the sticking point for me is, his work ethic being questioned. And we know Ange Postecoglou wants the right character, the right mentality to come into this club. And why is his work ethic being questioned in terms of when he joined Manchester United, off the back of unbelievable performances from Dortmund for a couple of years? He comes into Man United with a big fee, 70, 80 million, 300 grand a week wages, and his work ethic's being questioned. So that is a massive worry for me if we're going to even consider bringing him in. In terms of his performances for Dortmund, in the Champions League he was unbelievable, but I think when you're looking at goal contributions to minutes, I think Timo Werner did better in a Spurs shirt than Jaden Sancho did in the Bundesliga this year. Did he not? I think 2 goals, 2 assists in the Bundesliga in about 14 or 15 games. I think Timo Werner actually did better in the Premier League than Jaden did in the Bundesliga. So, I mean, I'm not saying that Timo Werner is a better player than Jaden Sancho, but I think that maybe Jaden Sancho's performances in that Champions League semi-final, in the run-up to them getting to the final, may have inflated actually how well he actually did at Dortmund.
Well, goals and assists aren't everything. Even in that Champions League semi-final, I don't think he got...
no, he didn't. It wasn't a great performance.
It was more about his performances, and I think, for me, we know what Sancho is capable of. When he was on top of his game at Dortmund, he was a goal and assist machine. We saw that. And I don't know what went on at Man United. He clearly fell out with Ten Hag. They had a big falling out after the Arsenal game when Ten Hag said he didn't train very well and Sancho refused to apologise. I don't know what went on there. to be honest. But I was watching his farewell message to Marco Reus in a video, and it was very, very heartfelt. He seems to be a very passionate guy. He seems to be a guy who, when he feels a connection with a club or certain players, he gives it his all and he puts everything into it. And he said he never found another Marco when he was at Man United, and maybe the environment at Man United just wasn't right for him. Some players, it's like that, and I would just be tempted. At 40 million, it is a very good price, and you don't get that kind of quality for that kind of price very often. So I'm not saying we should definitely pull the trigger on it, but I think we should definitely consider it.
Yeah, I mean, I like the player and I like the quality of the player. It's just that thing about the work ethic really does, make me think, like, do we want to just sign someone that doesn't have that kind of history? Probably, if you're going to lay that kind of money, but it remains to be seen. We'll see what kind of situation or what direction Jaden Sancho does go in. But the next one is someone that really excites me. Youssouf Fofana of Monaco. Fabrizio Romano says that Fofana will 100% leave Monaco this summer. Plan on both player and club side confirmed. No advanced negotiations yet, but Fofana feels ready for the new chapter this summer. He's a player who's just been called up for the French team, for the French squad for the Euros. He's performed out of his skin this year for Monaco in the 6 and the 8. And he's also started to add kind of goal contributions to his game as well. I think 4 goals, 4 assists in the 6th role for Monaco this season. And, it's quite evident that Spurs need a 6, need a monster 6, and he could be the answer.
Potentially, I do see him as more of an 8 than a 6, to be honest, but I do see him as more of like a box-to-box kind of player, but he's a really good passer.
He's actually played more in the 6 this season than he has in the 8, though.
I think he's at his best in the 8. I think that's where he's getting his goal contributions.
No, they've all come in the 6, every single one.
Well, are you sure about that?
Yeah.
I looked at okay, but the positions he's taking up, from what I can see, and his stats as well, definitely register better for a box-to-box player than they do for a number 6, from what I can see. But in terms of his engine, unbelievable. He can cover so much ground as well. Obviously, he does make a good number of tackles. His tackle and interception numbers aren't the best, but can clearly cover lots and lots of ground. He has been linked to big clubs. Arsenal been linked with him. Big clubs been linked with him. His wages are quite low, so I do think obviously the wage packet Tottenham can offer him a big wage bump. But I just feel like his best position's in the 8, but it's whether the scouting department also think that maybe they feel like he is a 6 and they might go for him. But I do feel like another big club might stump us for him.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see which way they go. I mean, Arsenal, have they been like heavily linked with him, or is it just like rumours around the internet?
Rumours.
Yeah. So I haven't seen anyone like heavily seriously linked with him, but I mean, this video is all kind of just fallacy anyway, isn't it? Because none of these players have been linked with Spurs. But I think if he's available and willing to come, I think he's someone that we should definitely be considering bringing in, because I think his talent is unbelievable. I really believe that, and I think you might be seeing his price might go up after the Euros. If he does have a good Euros. I mean, he's not going to start for France, but he can kind of muscle his way in there
potentially.
Next up, let's talk about Federico Chiesa. Romano says that Chiesa's agent will be in Italy early next week to discuss all options for the winger's future. Juventus could let him leave in case of a good proposal, as current contract does expire in June 2025. No decision yet, but talks are still ongoing between Chiesa and the Juventus hierarchy. We know Chiesa's a top talent, and in terms of what he can bring to a team, I think he would be unbelievable in a Spurs shirt, especially in the Ange Postecoglou system. The pace. There is a worry in terms of Chiesa and his injury problems, and that has, revered his head over the last couple of seasons. But I think the talent is undeniable.
Yeah, we've seen that over the years at Juventus. When he's fit, he's a very effective footballer. I definitely see him as more of a forward than a winger. And that'll be interesting to see how we see him, because Juventus have been playing him more central in recent seasons. So I think they see him as more of a player who can actually get into those central areas and get into goal-scoring positions and get goals, rather than someone on the wing creating chances. I actually think he profiles quite similar to Sonny in terms of a very two-footed, good finisher, awkward to play against, quite a good dribbler as well. I don't see him as a touchline winger, so it'll be interesting to see if we do look at Chiesa, where we see his best position. He's in an interesting way. He's a bit of a versatile player. Can play left, right, or centre.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know where his best position is and where we would see his best position.
Yeah. There's nothing I disagree with there, but I think when I take it back to the injuries, it does seem like that maybe those injury problems are maybe behind him. 33 games this season in Serie A, which is impressive because I think the last 2 or 3 years before that, I think he struggled to get over 25. So with 33 games this year, 1 year left in his deal, is that something Daniel Levy looks at and thinks, all right, maybe I can get a good deal here, and especially with Fabio Paratici's links at Juventus?
Wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest.
And last but not least, let's talk about this Florian Plettenberg tweet where he says, at Bayern Munich, numerous potential transfers have been prepared, but sales are urgently needed. It has now been decided that 6 players, amongst others, are going to be allowed to leave if suitable offers come in. And it's Matthias de Ligt, Joshua Kimmich, Goretzka, Coman, Gnabry and Mazraoui. Bayern haven't received any concrete offers for any of them as of yet, but all 6 of those players are up for sale. Romano also says that Bayern Munich are open to consider big offers for Joshua Kimmich this summer, as talks over a contract extension are at a complete standstill.
Yeah, we're not getting Kimmich.
We're not getting him, but with what he does have 1 year left in his deal. How much do they think they're going to get for him?
I don't know, but he ain't coming to Spurs. I guarantee you, wherever they want. He can
Bring him in. Bring him in.
Going on a free. We ain't coming to Tottenham.
Where's he going?
I don't know, but it ain't Spurs. And
coming to Spurs.
Maybe Liverpool. Maybe someone else, or maybe Man City. Did Pep have him when he was there? Maybe.
What, at Bayern?
Potentially.
Maybe.
Might have had him. I don't think. Look, he ain't coming to Tottenham. I can guarantee you that. The one player maybe who would be the best fit for us on that list. I don't think we're ever going to go for De Ligt. I think not. Don't think he's something we'll go for. Kimmich, no chance. Goretzka, I'll be interested in the number 8. I like Goretzka. He's a bit of an all-rounder as well. Very strong, very technical. Big fan of his. Maybe he would come to Tottenham, but he'd want obviously a guaranteed starting spot. Who are the other ones?
Kingsley Coman, Serge Gnabry, and Mazraoui.
Mazraoui, obviously a fullback, can play both positions. I like him as well. Can play left and right. Really good. So I think he would be of interest if he's available at a good price. And now the 2, I very much think Coman would be brilliant. The only problem is he's got big injury problems as well. He's always injured, and he can never stay fit. But when he's fit, he would be the perfect kind of option.
Yeah.
He's a bit like Neto. Really good left or right on the left wing or right wing. Exactly the kind of winger we're looking for because he's so good at dribbling. He creates chances. That's his biggest asset is his ability to get to the touchline and create opportunities for his teammates. Not much of a goal scorer, but he's very much a chance creator and also can chip in with goals as well because he's very good on the left foot, right foot as well. So Coman would be of big interest, but he never seems to have a season where he stays fit. So that would be a big problem. So Gnabry obviously is a good player, but he's in terms of profile, I much prefer Coman's profile to Gnabry.
I agree with that. Kingsley Coman, I thought he missed out the French squad, but he's actually been called up to France, which is not a surprise, really. I love Kingsley Coman. I think last year was the first season in his whole career where he went trophyless. I think every single year he's won like the league title. Or,
he's won the league title every year.
Yeah, every year apart from last year. So
he's never played over 29 games in a season, and most of them have been below 24 as well.
Yeah.
So he's just
How old is he?
Massively injury prone.
How old is he? 27.
27 now.
Yeah,
about to be 28 actually.
And Goretzka's what, 29, about to be 30.
Something like that.
Kimmich probably the same age. I mean, did any of these seem like an actual reality? Because I don't think so, to be honest.
Definitely not.
If I could dream, the player I'd bring in obviously is Joshua Kimmich. I know it's a bit of a pipe dream, but you got to stump up sometimes, man. Make it happen. Why not? Why not?
Because we're Tottenham, we ain't getting Kimmich.
Exactly. That's the only reason. It's because we're Tottenham and we lack ambition. But if we had the ambition, we'd be going for it.
We're never getting him.
That's the problem. That's the problem at this football club.
We're not getting Kimmich.
We should be, though.
We should be getting Kimmich. All right, let's go for Mbappe as well.
Mbappe. But Kimmich's different to Mbappe.
He's a world-class player. He's been playing at the top level for many years. He's still a very good player for Bayern. If he's going to leave, he ain't coming to Tottenham.
But Bayern want to get rid of him.
I mean, it's reports. I mean, who do they really? I mean,
Well, that's from Florian Plettenberg, who's quite reliable when it comes to Bayern.
Maybe they're just looking to rejuvenate the squad, but doesn't mean he's a bad player.
I don't think he's a bad player, but maybe he is slightly past his best.
I don't think so. I don't think he's past his best. I think he's still very good.
But look, I know we're not going to get Joshua Kimmich. I know, obviously, but it's a dream. Like, we should be going for these kind of players. 1 year left in his deal. Maybe top clubs from around Europe aren't going for him. You're looking at Man City. They've got Rodri. Are they really going to go for Joshua Kimmich? Like, where's he going to go? Where's he going to go? Come be a star at Tottenham. Fill in that six role for Tottenham. And also you can play right back as well. Like, it would be the perfect signing for us. The absolute perfect signing.
Let's do it.
Let's do it, man. Spam Kimmich to Spurs in the comment section below.
Let's do it.
It frustrates me because, like, we're trying to bridge the gap between the bigger clubs, and we do nothing to do it. We do nothing to do it. So why not? Exactly. Why not push the boat out and try go for a Joshua Kimmich? Like, why not? If Man United and Chelsea can do these kind of deals, why can't Spurs?
Doesn't usually work out for them when they do, though, does it?
It's not. So you think Kimmich wouldn't work out for us if we tried it?
I'm not sure.
Can't be that good then. But anyway, that is the players that we have earmarked for a potential Spurs link or tenuous Spurs link. Any of these players interest you in moving to Spurs? Let me know in the comment section below. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.